Hey Felicia, I was wondering if you had a quick second to talk about something really quick.
Oh, well, hey there, Tiffany. It isn't often that I hear from you. What's up? What did you want to talk about?
Well, I had a little favor that I wanted to ask of you.
Oh, really? Well, sure, if it's something that I can do for you.
I know that it might seem like a big to ask, but I know that you can do this for me if you try.
Well, what is it? I can't know until you tell me what it is.
Well, the thing is that I want to go back to work starting from today.
Oh, really? But I thought that you had just given birth like 2 months ago.
Yes, I did, but now my work is saying that they really need me back and that there are things that can't move forward without me being there, so I really need to get back to work.
Oh, I understand. That sounds really tough on you, though. I'm sorry to hear that.
It's tough, yeah, the whole situation is kind of a mess. But anyways, that's why I've left my baby on your front step so you can watch her for me while I work.
Wait, what? What do you mean by that?
Anyways, thanks so much for taking care of the little one. Bye.
Wait, what? What are you talking about? Tiffany! I can't believe you really just dropped off your baby at my house!
I know, it's crazy, right? Anyways, thanks so much for taking her in. I'll let you know when I want her back.
We aren't going to be taking your baby in our house.
I know it's sudden, but I'm already on the subway headed to work and I'm going to be quite busy for a while.
Well, what about Theo? It's his kid too, and I'm sure he wouldn't be happy knowing that you handed off your baby to his sister with no experience in child rearing.
Oh, don't you worry about Theo. He's in a different country on a business trip.
I know that, but that makes it even worse that you would do something like this.
Look, this is only going to be a few months at the most, okay? I'm just really busy at work right now, but if I buckle down, there's a chance that I could get promoted. So please, just leave me alone until I reach you out again, okay?
I'm glad that you're so eager to get back to work, but I can't just raise your 2-month-old baby for that long.
Well, how do you even know that you can't if you haven't even given a try, huh?
Are you serious right now? You know that both my parents are dead and that I don't have a family who I can ask for help with this. Besides, I'm not even married and I've never had to take care of a baby before. I can't do this.
Ugh, you're really persistent, do you know that? Anyways, I already told you that I'm going back to work as of today and you're really not helping my mood.
Well, I also have work to do, you know.
What are you talking about? I thought that you were unemployed.
Why would you think that?
Look, I have to get to work. I don't have time for this. See you.
Tiffany! Come back here right now! Tiffany, are you there? Tiffany, it's been 3 whole days. I tried reaching you yesterday and the day before that, and you've been ignoring my calls. When are you going to come and pick up your kid? I already told you that I live alone and don't have anyone to help me with this.
You mean it's already been 3 days? Well, it seems that you're a natural at raising kids then.
That isn't what this means, Tiffany. You can't leave a baby on someone's doorstep and expect them just to take care of it.
Oh, please, it's only been a few days. Don't be such a drama queen.
Are you kidding me right now?
Anyways, you got this. Just keep doing what you've been doing.
Tiffany, you're not going to just disappear again, are you?
Hey Felicia, I see that you've been trying to get a hold of me recently. Sorry that I'm just getting back to you now. Work has been crazy and I've just been totally ignoring my phone to stay focused. I just caught a small break and thought to check my phone now, so I'm sorry to keep you waiting.
Theo! Thank goodness you're getting back to me.
What do you mean? Is everything okay?
Well, I know that you're out of the country on business, but I really needed to get a hold of you.
So something did happen. I was reading through some of your messages and they just seem way more panicked and desperate than the types of things that you usually send me.
Theo, I'm just curious. Have you heard anything from Tiffany at all? Because I'm still holding on to your kid.
Wait, what? What do you mean by that?
I mean that I've called Tiffany and asked her to come and pick her up, but she won't answer the phone. I've even tried going to your place, but there was no one there. She's totally ignoring and maybe even hiding from me. But I've been watching your kid by myself for the past month.
Wait a second, you've had my daughter for the past month?
That's right. Although I was talking with a neighbor the other day, and they thought I should go to Child Protective Services. I really was thinking about doing something like that until you just got back to me now.
Hold on a second, I'm really confused here. I heard from Tiffany that she had a friend who ran a daycare and that she was dropping off our kid with them for the time being.
Did she really tell you that?
Yeah, she said she had some connection who could watch the baby and that a space opened up and she was able to get her in. I thought that that's what's been going on here. She said she was going to leave her at the daycare while she was at work and then pick her up at night.
I don't believe it.
I mean, I left Tiffany $2,000 because she said it would be enough to cover the daycare expenses. But now you're telling me that you have our baby?
That's right. And I've had her the past month. Tiffany just left her at my house, and I certainly haven't been paid for any of the babysitting that I'm doing.
What the heck is going on here?
That's what I'm trying to figure out, Theo.
Felicia, I'm really sorry to ask, but do you think you can hold on for just a couple more days?
What are you going to do?
Well, I have to go back home and deal with all of this, don't I?
But what about your work?
I'm sure my boss would understand that I can't just leave things as they are right now. Besides, you're one of my company's top illustrators, so if something is happening that's going to be impeding your work, I'm sure my company will want it taken care of.
I see. You're probably right about that. Okay then, I'll try and hold on for a little longer.
I am so sorry that all of this has happened, but please just hold on for a little while more.
It's okay, Theo. Just hurry back and be safe.
Hey Felicia, I just got a call from my mom saying that she had my daughter. Is that true? It's barely even a month and you're already giving up? You're an unemployed old maid. Why can't you do something for a working mother trying to get back in the office?
I am going to raise Rose from now on, Tiffany.
Excuse me, and just who do you think you are? You can't just claim my baby like that after a month.
It's not Felicia, it's Theo.
Wait, Theo?
That's right, and I know all about how for the past month, you've just abandoned our child with my sister so that she could take care of her. I'm going to text you from my phone now.
What's going on here, Theo? I thought you were going to be away for at least a couple of months.
That was the plan until I got messages from my sister explaining everything that had happened. I just got back home yesterday after talking to my work about all of this. So, do you have anything to say for yourself about what's happening?
I just don't get the big deal. Felicia doesn't even work. Why can't just babysit for a while?
What are you talking about? Of course Felicia works.
Wait, really? She does?
Yes, and she's a very important illustrator that my company hires, so we need her free to work.
But I had no idea.
Well, now it appears that your little stunt has gotten in the way of her working. When I told my boss what was happening, she personally signed off on sending me home straight away to deal with this. I seriously can't believe this has been happening for the past month.
I don't know what to say.
Well, after I got home yesterday, I called your mom, explained to her what was happening, and asked her to come and pick me up. Then we stopped by Felicia's to pick up our daughter and bring her to your parents' place.
So you were the one that told my mom what was going on?
That's right. And then I went back to our apartment and no one was there. Just where are you right now?
What do you mean? I've been staying at home this whole time.
Well, this whole place is covered in dust. I don't think that anyone has been living here since I left for my business trip.
Wait, what are you trying to say?
I mean that I want to know why, when I called your work to ask about you, did they say that you were still on maternity leave?
You've even called my work?
Of course I did, Tiffany. What happened to the $2,000 I gave you for the daycare?
Well, I don't know.
Well, I'm pretty sure I have a good idea.
What do you mean by that?
I bet that you spent it all to go on a little vacation with some guy that you're having an affair with.
An affair? Don't be ridiculous. Of course I'm not cheating on you.
Well, one of our neighbors told me that during the times when I've been away, the same strange man has been coming over. He even had pictures to show me of this guy.
You have to be kidding me.
Well, I have to say that I was just shocked to see that the man coming over was none other than my childhood friend Cameron.
No, you don't understand. This is all just a big misunderstanding.
Well, anyways, I called his family and explained to them about all of this, and now they're on their way to his place now.
What? Right now?
I imagine that they'll arrive any minute now.
Please, you don't understand. You're making a mistake.
Save your excuses for someone who cares, Tiffany. You abandoned our 2-month-old child with my sister who lives alone and has no experience taking care of a baby. And for what? So you can go and cheat on your husband? Well, I never want to see you again, but I am going to be taking Rose with me.
But what about your business trips and those kinds of things?
I thought I told you to can it. You are never going to see our daughter again.
I think I should get something out of the way here. Rose is most definitely my brother, Theo's baby. After this whole fiasco, he had a DNA test done to confirm it and was relieved to know that the baby was his. It almost made the fight for custody much easier. Both Tiffany and Cameron were sued for their affair, and Theo's job agreed to stop sending him on business trips for the time being. For now, he's waiting for a vacancy to actually appear at legitimate daycare. In the meantime, however, he's learning to be a single father and doing his best to watch over his daughter. I've been able to focus on my work again, thankfully, and things have mostly returned to normal. Although, now that my brother is taking care of Rose all by himself, I make sure to visit him often to see if he needs any help and give him any pointers that I picked up over my month taking care of her. I might not be the greatest mom, but I would like to be a really good aunt. As for Tiffany, she was required to pay child support on top of the lawsuit money. Rumors about her began to make their way around her office, and the shame caused her to make several mistakes at work, and I hear her next quarterly review is not going to go so well.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Good evening, Stacy. Thanks for letting me visit today. Don't mind if I text you already. Good evening, Aline. Thanks for coming today. It was our pleasure. I'm going to be marrying your brother, preferably next month, since, as you know, I'm pregnant with his baby. After that, the two of us are going to be sisters-in-law. Yep, I look forward to it. By the way, you're in your 3rd year of high school and are going to university next year, right, Stacy? Yes. Are you going to be moving out once you graduate high school? I have no plans of moving out as of yet. Why not? Because I'm going to be entering a university that I can go to from home. But it's no use talking about that now. I haven't even taken the entrance examination yet, so who knows what will happen. Well, I guess that's true. Tell me when it's decided, okay? I'll probably be moving in with you starting next month. Oh, is that so? Well, I hope we can get along with each other when that happens. Hi, Stacy. Care to explain what's the meaning of this? What? My wedding ring was found in your room. I was looking for it these past few days since I thought I lost it, but to think that you stole it? Hold on, I did no such thing. But I found it in your room, under your desk, as if you were trying to hide it. I probably would have never found it if I didn't happen to decide to clean your room. I've told your brother and your parents about this. Everyone was furious. It seems that you were going to be staying here and go to university from home, but I told everyone that I'm scared of living with a thief when my baby is about to be born, and they all agreed to make you leave the house. But you didn't even listen to what I had to say. This is too unfair. But there was concrete proof that you had stolen it in the form of my ring hidden in your desk. I did no such thing, I promise you. No matter. Just hurry up and come home. Your high school graduation ceremony should be done by now, so hurry up and pack your stuff because you're going to be leaving. I'm telling you, I didn't do it. Hi, Stacy. I'll be kind and ask, but are you unsure of what to do from now? No, I told my boyfriend what happened and he believed me when I told him I didn't do anything. I'm going to be living with him in his apartment for now. Oh, well, look at you. I didn't know that you had a boyfriend. Yes, we've been going out since the second year of high school. I'm extremely grateful since I'm going to have to pay for my living expenses and university tuition on my own from now on. You brought this upon yourself. You went and fooled even your boyfriend. You're so young, but already so devious. I didn't do anything, but don't worry, I have no intention of returning home. Is that so? But let me ask you one question. Why did you hide your ring in my desk? Well, I guess if you don't have any intention of returning, then, you see, I want to have a share in your family's property. Our property? Like I was saying, I wanted your property, so I seduced your brother Charles and made him drunk, bringing him into a love hotel. As you can see, my plan of getting pregnant with his child so he had to marry me was a huge success. Your brother is such an idiot. Seriously? And if I chase you out of the family, then my portion of the inheritance after your parents die will be larger, since you'd no longer be there to compete with me. Which is why I came up with the idea of making it seem like you stole my ring. But it's also no use telling your parents about it now. Now that I've had a baby, they can't possibly make me leave anymore as the wife of the eldest son. Not only that, but you're a thief in their minds. Besides, sisters-in-law are such a bother. It makes me laugh no matter how many times I replay it in my mind. Your mother shouting, "Leave the house," and your dad also saying, "Don't come back, thief." Your brother's reaction was splendid as well. I cried to him saying that you had scolded me, and he got furious at you and said, "You have no right of talking to my wife like that. You're just a child and a thief at that." You're awful, Aline, but I don't need a family that listens to nothing their daughter says either. I'm cutting ties with this family. Oh, I'm glad then. I mean, of course they believed me over you. I'm the one who gave birth to your parents' first grandchild, and as the eldest son's wife, I'm also going to inherit your family's property. No one's going to believe a stupid child saying that she did nothing, even though she has no proof. I wanted to tell you those exact same words myself. What? Once I enter university, I plan on entering the film club. I bought a camera using the money I saved up in high school doing part-time jobs. What? There was one day where I accidentally left the camera recording in my room. You were caught clean on camera hiding your ring in my desk. What? I have no intention of returning home, so I'm not even going to bother showing it to my family, but just remember that I have definitive proof of what you did in my hands. Hold on. I also have our conversation by text as proof as well. Thanks for being cocky and telling me everything. Stop it! Don't forget that I can expose what you did whenever I want. No way! Hey, Stacy! Stacy! Just what do you think you're doing? Oh, Aline, long time no see. Stop acting all calm. You know why I contacted you, right? Oh, I guess. You're talking about the movie that's currently in cinemas, The Empty Family and Me, right? Yes, but what happens in the later half of the movie is different, but the scene where the family kicks their daughter out of the house for a crime she didn't do, it caused a commotion in your family because it's what happened to you, no matter how you look at it. And doing some research, we found out that the novel that the movie was based on was written by your husband. Yes. So you went out of your way and told your husband about it? So you could have it published as a novel and even made into a movie? Don't you think that that's a little too evil? I told you a few days after I was kicked out of the house 10 years ago that I would be temporarily staying with my boyfriend at his apartment, right? My boyfriend at that time became my husband. Huh? I'm going to tell you this so you don't have any misunderstandings. My husband hasn't said that that novel was nonfiction, but neither did he say it was fiction. The novel that my husband wrote was a huge success and was made into a movie. That's all the truth to it. Whether you interpret it as what actually happened 10 years ago is completely up to you. Your family finally noticed. I was divorced because of it. Is that so? What's with that reaction? Because of you! It seems that my brother contacted my husband soon after the movie was released. What? My brother and my husband knew each other from before I was kicked out of the house and had each other's contact information. It even seems that my brother found out we married from a mutual acquaintance. Apparently my brother, after calming down, took his time to think about the incident more logically, but since all my parents could think about was their grandchild, he couldn't talk to them about it since they would always side with you. He spent the next 10 years unsure as to what really happened. But over time, my parents also started thinking a bit more logically. That movie was the final push they needed to be sure of my innocence. My brother had a lot of questions for my husband, so they met, and my husband told my brother everything that I had told him about the incident. Huh? He also showed him the camera evidence and screenshots of the conversation we had on text a few days later after I was kicked out. I had given them to my husband because he said that he wanted to use it as inspiration for his novel. No way! My husband, the author of that novel, he didn't tell me anything about it since I had already given up being reunited with my family. But I guess he just wanted to prove that I was innocent of the crime I was accused of 10 years ago and wanted to tell the world about it in one form or another. At least that's what I think. Are you being serious? Do you know what I had to go through because of that? The baby you gave birth to as part of your plan in making my brother marry you wasn't actually my brother's child, right? It seems that my brother told my husband about that as well. As he grew older, it became more apparent that the child's face and body features didn't look like those of anyone in the family. My brother, after watching the movie and hearing what my husband had to say, decided to test every possibility, so he had him and his son do a DNA test. It came out saying that his son wasn't related to him by blood. Why'd he have to tell your husband about that? Perhaps it's his way of making up for his sins. I also heard about the fight over who would take custody of the child. My brother's trying to take custody, saying that even if they weren't related by blood, he was still his son who he had raised the past 10 years. The child himself is closer to my brother and parents than he is to you. This, combined with other factors like finance and home environment, allowed my brother to successfully take custody. That's what happened, right? It wasn't supposed to go this way. To think that the forced marriage I had succeeded in making happen would fail 10 years later. I could have made it fail at any point by giving my family the evidence, you know. I just couldn't be bothered to do it. I knew your parents cut ties with you, so I didn't do anything since it might harm your child, who was innocent. What? Fast forward 10 years, and it seems like there's no need to worry about that anymore. I'm so glad, but... Didn't you consider what might happen to me? What? If I'm kicked out of this house, then I'll have nowhere to go. Did you have that in consideration when you let your husband publish his novel? Did I have to have that in consideration? What? You're an adult, right? There's no need for me, a stranger, to have your well-being in consideration. You're not a child who can't live without the help of adults. What? Well then, I guess that's all I have to say. Hold on, Stacy. No matter what you say to me, there's nothing I can do for you. Not that I would, even if I could, though. Stacy! We were sisters-in-law, even if it was just a few months. Surely you must have some compassion left for me. There's no way I would have any compassion for someone like you. Goodbye. A few days later, I got a letter from my family apologizing for what they did, thanks to my husband's words saying that you should at least accept the apology as a way to put an end to this business. The stubborn feelings I had towards my family lightened just a bit, so I promised to exchange New Year's letters with them, even though I have no intention yet of coming home. My ex-sister-in-law Aline, on the other hand, it seems that thanks to the kindness of my brother, she was excused of having to pay child support in exchange for her division of property following the divorce. And the alimony she had to pay for cheating on my brother was basically nothing. But since she had no relatives to rely on and had been spending the past 10 years as a housewife in my parents' wealthy home, she was in huge trouble after my brother divorced her and she was kicked out of their home. She had to find a job as soon as possible, so apparently she just took on a random job that paid well, but it seemed the work environment she put herself in was quite harsh. Now she's forced to work every day on the verge of having a mental breakdown.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hi, May. So, did you get our wedding invitation in the mail yet? I have no clue where you live right now. I know you moved a few years ago, but you never told me your new address. I figured you'd probably set up a redirect thingy, so I just sent it to your old address. I figured you'd probably get it eventually. So, yeah. Did you get it yet? Yeah, I got it. Seriously, though, why did you even bother sending it? Well, duh. It's because I want you to come to my wedding. Why else would I send you an invitation? Are you out of your mind, Erica? After everything you've done to me? You started hitting on my husband the day we got married, slept with him a few weeks later, and kept up an affair with him until I found out about it. I have zero interest in going to the wedding of my cheating husband and treacherous sister. You wasted your money on the postage stamp, Erica. Aw, but you have to come. You have a huge role to play in the ceremony. You need to be there to watch the very moment Taylor and I share our vows. There's no way I'm gonna let you miss that. So my role is to suffer humiliation at your hands, is it? Don't worry about what your role is. Just make sure you come to the wedding, got it? Oh, maybe this little tidbit of information will change your mind. Taylor spent $100,000 on the wedding for me. Seriously? It must be a shock, I know. After all, he only spent $20,000 on your wedding. Compare those two numbers, May. Which one's bigger? Do you see now? He loves me way more than he ever loved you. You really are clueless. I told him explicitly that I didn't want a fancy wedding. I just wanted a simple one where we could fully enjoy our time with friends and family. I actually talked him down to $20,000. Yeah, right. You're just jealous I'm getting a better wedding than you. So, like I said, your attendance at the wedding is mandatory. There's no way I'm gonna miss the jealous look on your face when I walk down the aisle. And just so you know, even if you RSVP that you're not coming, we're preparing a seat for you anyway. Oh, I almost forgot. Since we're spending $100,000 on the wedding, the minimum gift amount is set at $5,000. So make sure you bring at least that. Got it? Were you paying attention at all to this conversation? I said I'm not coming. Were you paying attention? Your attendance is mandatory. I'm also hiring a special photographer to follow you around to make sure I get some good shots of your humiliation. Hi there, May. This is Taylor's sister, Sarah. Sorry to contact you out of the blue like this. I know it's been a while. Hi, Sarah. Don't worry about it. I'm glad to hear from you. Wow, but it really has been a while, huh? What's it been? About 7 months? Since, well, you know. Yeah, I really can't tell you enough how sorry I am for what a total jerk my brother was to you. You deserved way better than that. Don't worry about it. It's nothing for you to apologize over. Besides, my harlot of a sister is just as much to blame as Taylor. She's the one that came on to him first. Yeah, you're right. I still feel bad, though. By the way, have you gotten anything in the mail from them recently? Are you talking about the invitation to their wedding? Yeah. If you don't mind, could I ask whether you're planning to be there or not? Nah, I'm not going anywhere near that wedding. But Erica told me the other day that my attendance was mandatory and that she'd be preparing a seat for me whether I'm coming or not, so... I had a good feeling that's what you were going to say. I know this is an incredibly selfish thing to say, and I feel terrible for asking you to do this, but could you please come to the wedding? You want me to come? Why? It's not something that I can talk about just yet, but let me just say that there's something that I think you really ought to see. And don't worry about Taylor and Erica. I'll have a bodyguard on hand to keep them from getting anywhere near you. Wait, so does that mean that you're going to the wedding too? That's a surprise. I was under the impression that you had a falling out with your family, since you ended up taking my side during me and Taylor's divorce. Well, I wasn't going to at first, but my dad was firm in saying that the whole family was going to be there for Taylor's wedding. And I decided that as long as I'm being forced to attend, I may as well use the circumstances to my advantage. Okay, so what's this thing that you want me to see then? You're talking about it kind of cryptically. I know, you must think I'm acting pretty weird right now, but I promise you that I'll tell you about everything before the day of the wedding. Can you trust me? All right, Sarah, I trust you. I'll let Erica know that I'm coming to the wedding. Thank you so much, May. I promise you, you won't regret this. Oh my God, you're actually coming? I don't believe it. Weren't you the one who told me my attendance was, quote, mandatory? Besides, I'm only here out of familial duty. After this, I'm never talking to you again. Whatever. I don't care as long as you're here. I've been waiting so long to see how jealous you are when you see how much better my wedding is than yours was. Well, lucky you. By the way, as long as I have your attention, mind if I ask you something? Make it quick. I gotta get ready. Why did you steal Taylor away from me? I mean, I know that you've always had this dream of marrying a rich guy who'll take care of you, and sure, Taylor did inherit his family's company and is doing pretty well professionally, but he was my husband. Why would you do something like stealing the husband of your own sister? Oh, that? Isn't it obvious? I wasn't gonna let you land yourself a rich guy before me. You had no right to do that, May. What? You remember what Mom and Dad said, don't you? They couldn't believe that you got married before me, even though I'm the cuter daughter. Even Taylor's parents think I'm a better match. You're in your 30s, I'm in my 20s, so I have a way better chance of giving them a grandchild to take over the family company than you. Got that? Taylor thinks I'm better than you. Our parents think I'm better than you. Taylor's parents think I'm better than you. He's mine. I win. You lose. You're something else, Erica. Yeah, I know. May, I'm so excited for you to come. Just wait until you see the custom-made Italian wedding dress, the diamond-studded platinum tiara, the caviar appetizers before the grade A5 Wagyu beef main course, the imported French wine. This wedding is filled to the brim with Taylor's love for me, more love than he ever gave you. I wonder how long it'll take until you cry. Maybe 30 seconds, if it even takes that long. I know it's none of my business, but do you really think an unemployed person will be able to pay for a $100K wedding? Huh? Who's unemployed? What are you talking about, May? Do you mean me? So what if I'm unemployed? Taylor makes more than enough for me to live the sweet life at home all day. I mean, he's got a maid and everything, so I won't even have to do any cleaning. I'll just be living the life you thought you would be living. And with that, my time's up. I gotta go get ready for the ceremony. I hope you put on plenty of waterproof makeup. Good morning, May. Are you on your way to the wedding yet? Good morning, Erica. I'm just about to leave my house. Okay, cool. So, about the special surprise we talked about, it's going to happen during the reception dinner. Once you've seen it through to the end, make sure you blend into the crowd when everyone starts leaving the room, okay? Yeah, I got it. Be careful with all the preparation on your end too, Sarah. No way! This can't be happening! Taylor's not the company president anymore? But why? It was his father's company. He inherited it. Ah, are you talking about the whistleblower report that Sarah made to the company's board of directors? Yeah, that was really crazy, wasn't it? I particularly liked the part at the end. We hereby find that the company president, Taylor Grift, has abused his position as president and used company funds in order to finance his own extravagant lifestyle, and as such, will be hereby relieved of his position effective immediately. How could Sarah file a whistleblower report against her own brother? Who does that? Think about it. He wasn't just satisfied with reporting your dates as business expenses by pretending he was meeting with clients. He even tried to siphon off funds little by little from various departments in order to pay for your $100K wedding. She only did what any decent employee would do when they found out that their boss was stealing the company's money. He embezzled a massive amount of money, Erica. There's not a businessman out there who wouldn't get demoted or worse if they got found out doing that. Wait a minute. I'll admit, I didn't know he was using company money to pay for our stuff until now, but he controls the company, doesn't he? He was just using his own company's money to pay for his wedding. How is that a bad thing? Do you know how businesses work? Even the president can't just up and use the company's money however he wants. He can't? Have you ever even heard the word embezzlement before? What Taylor did was illegal. It was? Yeah, and once the police got involved, the company had no choice but to remove him as president. But why did she have to do this at our wedding? This was supposed to be the best day of my life, and now it's ruined. I think you have much, much bigger problems to be concerned with right now, Erica. Why is this happening to me? My life is over. Hey, May, you there? Tell me what your address is, okay? As soon as possible. Why? I've decided that I'm going to divorce Taylor and move in with you. I'm not interested in some broke loser. I only wanted to marry Taylor because he was a rich businessman. And I mean, embezzlement? That's a serious crime, right? I could never stay with a man with such loose morals. Think about the impact he'd have on our children. It's really ironic to hear that coming from you, Erica. Stop mocking me. This is serious. Taylor's parents said that they won't pay the $100K for the wedding for us, and we're gonna have to pay for it all by ourselves. And our parents all of a sudden moved away without telling me where they were moving to, and they won't answer my calls. You're the only person left I can count on, May. Tell me, Erica, what made you think that I was going to help you? Well, you're my older sister, aren't you? An older sister has to look out for her younger sister. We're family. Yeah, that would normally be the way things worked in a normal relationship between sisters in a normal family. But you can't possibly be under the impression that we're in a normal situation, right? Okay, so I stole Taylor from you, but now I'm divorcing him. Good for you, I guess. But that has nothing to do with me anymore. I'm not helping you. But why not? Your own little sister is about to be thrown out onto the street. Don't you care about that at all? Nope, not in the slightest. Really? This is going to be the last time I say this to you, so listen up. I have not forgiven you for what you did to me. I do not care one single tiny bit about what happens to you now. May, please. Even if you tracked down my new address and broke down crying on my doorstep and begging for help, I would give you none. In fact, if you ever come anywhere near my house, I'm calling the police. You can't do this to me. I can, and I will. Goodbye, forever. Hi there, May. How have you been? Sarah, it's great to hear from you. I'm doing great, thanks. I'm glad you messaged me. I haven't heard from you since the wedding and wondered what's happened in the meantime. I'm glad to hear you're doing all right. I'm doing pretty well myself. I'm actually in the UK right now. The UK? Really? Wow. This is just a guess, but did you do that in order to escape from your disaster of a family? Well, yeah, that was one of my major goals when I made the move. But I've been dating a guy who's a UK citizen for quite some time now. We got married a few months ago, so we decided to move here together. After the wedding, I sent a letter to all of my family telling them exactly why they're never going to see me or any of our children ever again, packed up my things, and left the country. Wow, that's awesome. I'm really happy for you. Thanks, May. How about you? How did things turn out for you after that? Just fine, thanks. No problems at all. I was worried that Taylor or Erica might try and find me for a little while, but from what I hear, they have bigger problems to worry about than me. Man, I sure would like to visit the UK. I bet it's fantastic over there. You interested in coming over? Well, yeah, who wouldn't be? But my company is thinking about having me sent to one of their branches over in Japan within the next year or so. They said that it would be a big promotion for me and would come with a commensurate pay raise, but it also sounds like once I commit to it, I'm going to be stuck over there for at least the next 20 years. So I've been doing a lot of thinking about that recently. Still not sure what I'm going to do. Now that I hear you talking about your overseas adventures, though, I don't know, maybe it won't be so bad. Well, I'm kind of on the opposite side of the world, but if there's anything you want to ask me about moving overseas, let me know and I'll help however I can. Thanks, Sarah. You'll be the first person I ask. After a lot of thought and discussions with my company, I decided to accept their offer. I'm moving to Japan. Meanwhile, things aren't going so well for my sister. Taylor and his parents wouldn't consent to the divorce, so she's now stuck with working her butt off in order to pay the money Taylor stole from the company along with him. She's never had a job before in her life, so she's now stuck working awful shifts at a convenience store downtown. At this rate, they might have it paid back by the time they're 65. And don't worry about my parents. Karma came for them in the end, too. Turns out they received some of the money Taylor stole from his company, and they ran away to try and escape the bill that was about to come due. But they ended up getting in a huge car wreck on the way to their new house, leaving them both with permanent injuries. So now, my darling younger sister not only has to pay back the debt her husband owes while he's in prison, but also has to make enough in order to provide full-time help for my parents, since there's no way I'm going to give them a cent. So, honestly, I'm actually kind of glad that she took that scumbag Taylor off my hands for me. If she hadn't, then right now, I would be the one dealing with all of that. I really dodged a bullet, didn't I?
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.